Hello, everybody, and welcome here to the Sports Talk Network channel. Specifically, here today, my Riverdale Riverdale, my review of Riverdale. Here, specifically, season 2, episode number 14, The Hills Have Eyes. It's been it's been a while since we last saw Riverdale. The town is just as twisted as ever remembered, and that's for sure, because it certainly has been A, while since we've seen this episode, and B, craziness is still going to ensue. The show is finally putting some time into storylines from the supporting cast, making some real development for the likes of Cheryl, Tony, Josie, and Kevin. But make no mistake, this week's episode focused on our central relationship with each other and just how fragile their foursome truly is. I kind of broke this down by character, as you can tell I'm reading it off here from my notes. Cheryl Blossom's relationship with her mother is continuing to deteriorate. When Cheryl asks her mother if she's tired, if I can read, tired of her new lifestyle, her mother response is simply to Cheryl's self-esteem to shreds. She calls her deviant and reminds Cheryl that she's loveless, cold, and alone. Just the kind of sweet morning chat you'd expect in the Blossom house. Cheryl's mood continues to sour when she finds out that Betty, Jughead, and Archie are all going to Veronica's family cabin for a weekend getaway. It's not the trip itself that pisses Cheryl off. It's that when she tries to invite herself, Veronica denies her invitation. Well, kind of how that works when you're trying to invite yourself, you're not invited in the first place. There, Cheryl. That's how it be. The trip is couples only. Another reminder that Cheryl is alone. She storms off and decides to seek payback in the form of a phone call. Once the couples make it up to the lodge, as Veronica calls, Jughead gets a phone call from Cheryl. Her message is simple. Betty and Archie kissed at Christmas with tongues. It seems pretty serious, she adds before hanging up. Enter Tony. We all know that Cheryl is mean because she's hurting, but Tony is the first person in a long time to see past Cheryl's exterior to the girls inside. Then when Tony asks why Cheryl decided to make that call, Cheryl explains that I need no reason. I simply am. Or what she could have said was, I need no reason. I do what I need to do. At least that's how I would have said it. To which Tony replies, you're in a lot of pain. Naturally, Cheryl yells at Tony for touching her, shouts they serve insults, and runs away. And we pretty much don't see her for the rest of the episode until the town of Riverdale heads to the movies. Yeah. After seeing her mother heading out for another night at the town, Cheryl decides to head to the movies alone, and it's Tony who approaches her, again asking if she's okay. Honestly, when the last time someone asked Cheryl if she was okay, can you remember? I can't. I mean, when does usually people care about Cheryl? Cheryl's the one who always is a little bit of bad or evil toward others, and, to crush them. Usually that's not going to get a response if people care, and then when you are in pain or need. Whether that means karma, whatever, it is be what it be. In any case, though, the answer, as you probably expected, is that she's not okay at all. She's living in purgatory at home. Tony handles this moment of vulnerability from Cheryl very, very well. The two end up sitting next to each other at the movies, and after they head to Pops to have some shakes, that's when Cheryl starts crying. It's also when she tells us about her past, how she once loved a girl named Heather, who was her best friend in junior high school. But when Mama Blossom saw them sharing a bed together, she called Cheryl deviant. This scene could have gone in a lot of ways. Cheryl could have been horrified by the fact that she was open with someone and ran away. She could have responded to any sympathy by lashing out. But instead, Tony simply says, you're not loveless, you're not deviant, you're sensational. And there we go. Now, hear the shipping music for Tony and Cheryl. All aboard. I'll just say that. It's enough to drown Cheryl's tears and make her smile. Is it the beginning of a healthy relationship with Cheryl? Hopefully, yes. At the very least, she's not alone anymore. And in the end, to me, it's all that should matter. Oh, it's true. It's dang true, for sure. Josie and Kevin. When you're a kid, it's easy to forget that parents have their own lives, filled with loving and drama. In Josie and Kevin's case, they came to terms with that reality tonight. Josie's mother, Mary McCoy, has been hooking up with Kevin's father, Sheriff Tom Keller, in secret. We first learned this back when Betty decided to talk to Sheriff Keller because she thought he was Black Hood, and why not? The relationship between the mayor and the sheriff is still going strong. How strong? Well, Josie's mother confesses to her daughter that Mr. McCoy knows about the affair. And actually, Josie first blurts out that he were divorced, and her mother doesn't correct her. Instead, she warns her. Kevin's mother, who is still aboard, doesn't know about the relationship. Now, neither does Kevin. And until Sheriff Keller has told them, Mayor McCoy would like Josie to stay quiet. But when has Josie ever stayed silent? Really, whenever has that ever happened? I don't think so. Exactly, people. Exactly. Kevin was already having a tough week. He wanted to see the movie, but with someone he cared about, like Moose. Moose is already planning to go with Midge. But Moose claims that they're inviting Kevin to join the couple she's with it. Besides, Kevin passes a little tube for me. When Josie invites him to Pops, the conversation shifts from school musical to his father cheating on his mother. Kevin is already in a bad mood. He confronts his dad and even guilts him into being a role model while his mother is risking her life. When Mayor McCoy confronts Josie about spilling the beans, all Josie says is that Kevin deserved to know the truth. Yes, he did. But she quickly learns that it wasn't her place to tell them, not just to spite her mother because she could have hurt them. I wasn't trying to hurt them, Josie says, but her mother is too angry to listen. That's how girls are. Kevin goes to the diner for a pre-movie dinner and bumps right into Moose and Midge, who invites him to join their booth. Midge starts suggesting some serpents for Kevin to date, which is awkward, and then she asks how Moose and Kevin became friends, making things awkward immediately, but also proving that she doesn't know anything about them. So, there you go. Kevin, though, tells her a lie. They were lab partners in biology. But the night is saved by Josie. They have a heart-to-heart, enjoy the movie together, and then invite their parents to Pops to come clean about the affair. It's almost too neat and tidy an ending for their storyline, but when Kevin adds that not even everyone involved in the conversation is at the table right now, and time space ever so slightly, you remember we still have Mrs. Keller's homecoming. Hold on for a second as we walk. Yeah, it's certainly a very good episode. Like I said, I'm just going here through the characters, and I have to quickly to checking up something. But beyond that, it's you, Shabby. All right, let's move right along as I'm walking along and around my house here. Arch, Jughead, Betty, and Veronica. Welcome episode was about our central foursome who go on a couple's trip. Veronica assumes it's just her father being generous, but the truth is that Hiram needs to have a business meeting and doesn't want to risk Veronica's safety. Sorry about that, sitting down. My eyes are adjusted here. We know this is the truth because he tells Archie alone and asks him to keep it a secret. Archie agrees. I'm pretty sure Archie would agree. Prime said because he's kind of afraid of him. But anyways, in any case, the trip is just what everyone needs. Betty has been haunted by the accident in her home, where Stitch is already creeping around her house. He pops up out of nowhere and has the most unsettling smile, which Jughead gets to see up close when he picks up Betty for the trip. Even Jughead, boy leader of a chain gang, is creeped out. Jughead agrees to the trip for one reason only. We'll see if Veronica has turned on Hiram. Please do not mess with my best friend, Betty asks, but come on, we all know Jughead loves a good mystery. Lodge is cute, even though it's remote and has no mailbox or number. It seems like the weekend will be chill until Jughead gets Cheryl's call and immediately looks heartbroken. Veronica already knew about the kiss, and thanks Archie for trusting her with the truth. It shows how strong we are together, she says. Meanwhile, Jughead tells Betty he's not mad about the kiss, but he is wondering why she didn't say anything, especially when he told her about Tony. After everything that we've been through, I'm not intimidated, says before they hear Veronica and Archie's mattress squeaking. Best line of the night, though, goes to Jughead when he said, "Is that their response to everything? Can't they just have a conversation?" Their evening, their evening drinks are sprinkled with questions from Jughead about Hiram's business. Veronica reads it as attention following the kiss reveal. Her solution goes off, swims it out. Once the four of them hit the Veronica reveals that when Archie told me, but I was in the process, but has thought of it haunted me a tiny bit? Yes, it has. Veronica thinks the best way to clear the air is if she and Jughead kiss. Archie does not like that idea one bit. Jughead quickly agrees after seeing Archie's reaction, adding that it will leave leave it a level playing field. Dang it. It's just a stupid kiss, right? They kiss, and I never want what had happened more. Also, I have never seen Archie and Betty look so angry about something and have no control over it. And let me say that was just certainly glorious and awesome. The night, or that night, Betty tells Jughead that she and Veronica kissed before slipping into her regular costume. I packed this in case you needed a distraction, she said. Archie isn't over it quite so easily, though. He has a million angry push-ups into their bed, like teens do, because, that's what you do, and tells Ronnie that he's just getting my daily workout in, before he hops into bed and turns away from her to sleep. Cue squeaking spring, the first time Veronica and Archie learned that Bughead had sex. The trip would have been fine, except Veronica following Archie the next morning and finds him chatting with Hunter from security. Archie, the innocent boy that he is, tells Veronica the truth. Her response is to go shopping in town with Betty. While shopping, Veronica decides to flirt with a guy named Cassie. While the girls are away, the boys have a heart-to-heart, and Jughead admits that it's hard to believe all four of them get along so well. When Veronica gets back, she makes a new rule for Archie. It's me and you, not you and my dad. Okay, we'll see how that goes. You think the drama is over, but this is Riverdale. The drama is never over. Two big things actually happening near the end of the episode. Jughead gets a phone call from FP. She noticed eviction notices that they are gone. Iron Lodge bought the trailer park, but he's letting the serpent stay. Jughead is suspicious, but everyone suggests that he take the win. But later, Betty finds out that Hiram has also bought the Riverdale Register, and now the two couples are divided. Naturally, Bughead thinks Hiram is trying to buy all of Riverdale, control the press, and do other terrible things as part of Devious plan. The worst part is that Bughead suggests that Veronica planned the trip to distract them. Bum bum bum. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. What was I say? I mean, as Veronica said, I'm sorry we don't spend our time being tragic. She also calls out Betty's costume kinky. Jughead decides to take a dig at Archie's lack of intelligence, but it doesn't matter. Moments later, a group of men in black hoods break into Lodge with weapons. Home invasion is terrifying, but Archie looks more angry than frightened. When Veronica is forced to grab her wallet from the bedroom, she also hits the panic button. But she tells the masked men that she knows who he is. It's Cassidy from the store, in case you didn't get it. They have the money, but they're not done yet. Cassidy tells them before things get all weird on that. Veronica says that they have 30 seconds before guard, so she will shoot first and ask questions. Never show up with the men running away, but not before one of them snatches the necklace from around Veronica's neck and yells, "It's you." Big mistake, though, bro. Archie chases after him right away. He tackles him in the dark, but his efforts are unnecessary. Andre, the lodge security guy, shows up and promises to handle it. And he does. A gunshot rings out as Archie heads back to the house. The group friendship is temporarily amended thanks to the home invasion. Archie tells Hiram what happened. Of course. Did it bother you that Archie did? Or that end? Hiram asked Archie. Or did it bother you what Andre did? That night we stopped the Black Hood. There's only one thing I regret, Archie cites. I had him, and I hesitated. Hiram nods in understanding, adding that when it comes to protecting your family, you never, ever hesitate, and I understand that and believe that for sure. The show closes, though, with dropping Betty off at home and telling her that there are two types of home invasions. One happen under your nose after you let someone in, or it's no. In other words, watch out for the generation ends by not noting that Betty is far from safe. Dun, 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 dun. We'll see what happens next. Oh yeah. By the way, that was certainly an interesting episode of Riverdale, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how things go moving forward. I think you all watch the live archive, and otherwise, hope you all have a great rest of your day, your evening, your weekend, and all the other jazz as well. I'm back here with another review soon. But above all else, as always, take care.